How would you like to get advice from the CEO of Instagram himself? Adam Mosseri, the CEO, constantly shares his insights on how to grow on Instagram faster. Now, I do not want you to spend 2 to 3 hours researching and going through his page just like I did. As your Instagram coach, I have made this a lot easier for you by creating a compilation of all the advice that he has given in a few minutes within this video. So watch through.
1. Don't post reels with watermarks or logos, they will get less reach. 2. Keep your reels less than 3 minutes long, it will also help with your reach. 3. Use music or dynamic audio. Trending is great, doesn't have to be trending, but if the audio is engaging, it will help the reel overall. 4. Post regularly, which doesn't mean only at least once or so a week, maybe more, but also consistently in theme. If people know what they're gonna get by following you, they're more likely to follow you in the first place. And 5, experiment, because what resonates now might not resonate in a couple months. You should prioritize quality over quantity, but in general, posting more will help. The more you post, the more people you're gonna reach and the more your follower count is gonna grow over time. But don't burn out. Obviously, burnout is a real thing. People ask me all the time, what quality should they export their videos at before uploading to Instagram? The short answer is the higher quality, the better. The more high quality the video is that comes to us, the better we're gonna be able to deliver a high quality looking experience to viewers. You definitely want at least 720p and at least 30 FPS. But I promise you, what matters a lot more than the quality of the video file is the content of the reel itself. In practice, it turns out that creators like you and me care a lot about how the reel looks exactly, but the viewer cares a lot more about, is it funny, is it entertaining, is it informative, is it inspiring? So please focus more on content than file quality. But if you care about file quality, upload a high one and we'll do better delivering high quality experiences to your viewers. One of the most important signals we use in ranking is sends per reach. So out of all the people who saw your reel or your photo, how many of them sent it to a friend in a DM? At Instagram, we're trying to be a place where people can be creative, but in a way that brings people together. We want not only to be a place where you passively consume content, but where you discover things you want to tell your friends about. A reel that made you laugh so hard you wanted to send it to your brother or your sister. Or a soccer highlight that blew your mind and you wanted to send it to another fan. That kind of thing. So don't force it as a creator, but if you can, when you're making content, think about making content that people would want to send to a friend, to someone that they care about, and it will help you reach over time. The best way to maximize reach is actually to post reels or carousels to feed, but stories are an important way of engaging accounts that already follow you. They're not gonna help you get new followers, they're not gonna help you reach accounts that don't follow you yet, but they do deepen your connection with people who already have decided to follow your account. And we see this in the data. Creators that post to stories often see less unfollows than creators who don't. A couple things I recommend. 1, use text when possible, because a lot of times people actually have the sound off to start. And 2, set expectations. Let people know what you're going to talk about so they know if they are interested in viewing a bit further. Try this out, let me know. There's different ways of creating hooks, and hopefully if you experiment enough, you'll find it'll help you reach. That said, there are some instances where we will limit reach, and I'll walk you through them. Now, you might remember from a previous video, there's 2 parts to how ranking works on Instagram. There's connected ranking and recommendations. When your content is being showed to accounts that have decided to follow you, and when your account content is being showed to accounts that have not. In connected ranking, we do not limit reach. We want to make sure that as much of your content reaches as many of your followers as are interested in it. We do make some mistakes, but we're trying our best. In recommendations, there are some instances where we will limit reach. And that's because when we're showing a piece of content to someone from an account that they did not decide to follow, we bear more responsibility. And so there are instances. Now, if you think your account might not be recommendable, then you can always go to profile settings and to account status, and you can see your account status. And you can see if you're being recommended to non-followers. And if there's an issue, you can address it inline. Now, if you do that, and your account is in good standing and you still feel like reach isn't where it should be, a couple things to consider. 1, check out your insights. Look at things like your send rate and your like rate and your watch rate, and try to make sure you double down on what's working and you move away from what's not. 2, check out our recommendability guidelines. I'll put a link in the bio to make sure you're not getting caught up and any issues that are sort of borderline. And also watch my video about eligibility. You can see that you need things like your videos to be under 3 minutes and no watermarks. And 3, experiment. Try new things. What works this month might not work next month because the world changes and people's interests change. But we are doing our best to connect your content with as many people as are interested in it as possible because it's in our interest to do so. Hopefully this helps shed a little bit of light on how the system works. These are the 3 metrics you should pay the most attention to if you're optimizing for reach. Now I want to be clear, you need to be you and be authentic. Don't just care about reach, but obviously you want to create content that's going to reach more people. And yes, follower count matters, but if you understand what's driving your follower count and what's driving your reach per post, take a look at the average watch time, if it's a reel, and the like rate and the send rate. So the total likes over total number of people reached and total sends over total number of people reached. These will give you a sense of how watchable the video was, how likable it was, and how shareable it was. And then look for patterns. Are there things that you've posted typically that get a lot more likes but not a lot of sends, or vice versa? And then consider doubling down on the patterns that work and then moving away from the ones that don't while staying true to yourself.
I could also help you grow on Instagram faster with my live mentorship program. Check out the link with the details in the description and make sure that you hit the subscribe button because the value I share here is only getting better. Thank you for seeing this one and I'll see you in my next video.